Ultimate Human Domination of the Stars. By Alton Gar. Major Brian Tucker stood on the bridge of the lead ship, the Valkyrie, staring intently at the screen displaying the alien relay beacon. His steely gaze and confident smirk radiated authority.
All ships, this is the Major. Focus all energy weapons on the designated point. We caught them off guard, but they could turn their weapons on us at any moment.
The human fleet, consisting of 6 ships, was an impressive display of military might and ingenuity. Each ship had been meticulously designed and built, combining the latest advancements in human technology. The Valkyrie, the largest of the fleet, boasted an array of directed energy weapons and reinforced hull plating. Its sleek, angular design was a testament to human engineering prowess. Following the Valkyrie were the Tempest, the Vindicator, the Avenger, the Harbinger, and the Intrepid. Each ship had its own unique capabilities and roles within the fleet. The Tempest was equipped with advanced sensor arrays and electronic warfare capabilities, making it the fleet's eyes and ears. The Vindicator and the Avenger were heavily armed, designed to deliver devastating firepower in direct engagements. The Harbinger specialized in tactical support, providing medical and logistical assistance. Finally, the Intrepid served as a versatile vessel, capable of rapid deployment and quick strikes. Tucker's voice, full of bravado and certainty, echoed through the comms.
Fire at will.
Brilliant beams of energy erupted from the human ships, converging on the alien beacon. The human crew watched as the shields of the alien structure flickered and then, to their amazement, vanished.
We did it. Their shields are down.
Tucker roared, his fist pumping in the air.
They didn't know what hit them. Second volley now,
he commanded. The directed energy weapons fired again, this time aiming to disable the alien structure's weapon systems.
Direct hits. There is no weapons fire. We must have disabled them,
reported Lieutenant Hayes, his voice filled with triumph.
Prepare for boarding. We take no chances,
Tucker ordered, his tone brooking no argument. The boarding party assembled quickly, their faces set in grim determination. Clad in the latest combat suits, they moved through the corridors of the Valkyrie like a well-oiled machine, each step precise and rehearsed. The air was thick with anticipation. As the docking clamps engaged, Tucker took one last look at his crew.
Remember, this is for humanity. We're here to claim what should be ours.
The airlock doors hissed open, and the boarding party surged forward, expecting fierce resistance. Instead, they found the ship eerily silent, the corridors devoid of life. The only sound was the hum of machinery.
They must have abandoned ship,
Tucker shouted.
Cowards.
The boarding team advanced cautiously, their footsteps echoing in the empty corridors. Each corner was taken with military precision, weapons raised and ready. The tension was palpable.
Keep your eyes peeled,
Tucker advised.
There could be traps or hidden defenses.
As they moved deeper into the ship, they encountered the first of the alien drones. These drones were unlike anything the humans had ever seen. Their bodies were made of a sleek, metallic material that seemed to shift colors depending on the angle of the light. They moved with an eerie fluidity, their limbs bending in unnatural ways. Multiple appendages, each ending in what appeared to be sharp, claw-like tools, extended from their bodies, giving them a menacing appearance. The drones' heads were featureless, save for a single glowing eye that pulsed with an unsettling, rhythmic light. They easily overwhelmed the robots with superior tactics and firepower.
These alien drones are pathetic,
Private Jenkins sneered, kicking aside a disabled drone.
They don't even put up a fight.
Each drone, though seemingly more complex and intimidating than the last, was dismantled with the ease of seasoned professionals. The humans' confidence grew with each victory.
Stay focused,
Tucker barked.
We don't know what other surprises they might have. Jenkins, Reed, cover the rear.
Tucker commanded as they pressed forward, deeper into the ship.
Gonzalez, take point.
Gonzalez moved to the front, scanning each corridor with a keen eye. The team moved as one, their weapons raised, fingers on triggers. They entered a larger chamber, only to be met with another group of drones.
Engage.
Tucker shouted. Gonzalez fired a burst from his pulse rifle, the energy rounds slicing through the air and striking a drone. Sparks flew as the drone collapsed, its appendages twitching.
Flank them.
Corporal Reed shouted, moving to the side and firing at another drone. Private Jenkins followed suit, their coordinated attack dismantling the drones in quick succession. One drone managed to get close, its claw-like appendages reaching out. Gonzalez swung the butt of his rifle, smashing it into the drone's head. The metallic body crumpled to the floor.
They look dangerous, but they're no match for us.
Corporal Reed muttered, dismantling another drone with practiced efficiency.
They probably thought these things would scare us off.
Tucker replied with a smirk.
Shows what they know about human resolve.
The humans moved with methodical precision, sweeping each room and corridor for potential threats. They encountered more drones, each one falling swiftly to their coordinated attacks. The tension was ever present, but Tucker's unwavering confidence kept the team focused and driven. They reached a large chamber filled with alien technology. Strange symbols and glowing lights adorned the walls, giving the room an otherworldly feel. Tucker's eyes gleamed with excitement.
This is it. Grab everything that looks valuable.
The humans moved quickly, yanking out various pieces of technology, completely unaware of their true purposes. Sleek devices with multiple prongs, blinking panels, and intricate mechanisms that hummed softly were all taken. Decorative panels, navigation screens, and other miscellaneous items were hauled back to the Valkyrie. Each item, regardless of its actual value, was treated as a treasure.
Careful with that one,
Tucker ordered as they removed a large, intricate device that had a large glass tube at the top and several buttons in front.
It looks important.
Yes, sir.
The team responded in unison, their movements synchronized and efficient. The operation took longer than expected, each item carefully removed and transported back to the Valkyrie. Sweat dripped from their brows, but their determination never wavered.
Mission accomplished.
Tucker finally announced, a satisfied grin spreading across his face.
Return to the ships.
As the humans retreated to their fleet, Tucker couldn't help but feel a swell of pride.
We showed them what humanity is capable of. This is just the beginning.
Back on the Valkyrie, Tucker stood tall, his hands clasped behind his back as he gazed out at the stars.
Today, we have proven our superiority. Tomorrow, the universe will be ours.
The crew around him shared knowing looks, their spirits high with the thrill of victory. The relay beacon, now devoid of its alien technology, drifted silently behind them as a testament to their success. In the gleaming, sterile corridors of the Galactic Coordination Center, two alien functionaries met in a small, dimly lit office. The room, filled with holographic displays and strange, organic-looking furniture, hummed softly with the sound of distant machinery. An intricate pattern of lights danced across the walls, indicating the vast network of interstellar communication relays they managed. Zixel, a tall, slender alien with iridescent scales and 3 eyes arranged in a triangular pattern, leaned over a holographic console. His colleague, Phylara, a short and stout being with a dozen tentacle-like limbs and a single large eye in the center of her face, floated nearby on a cushion of air.
Phylara, have you seen this report from Relay Beacon 4398?
Zixel asked, his voice a melodic hum. Phylara's eye blinked slowly as she drifted closer.
No, what seems to be the problem?
It appears we had some unexpected visitors.
Zixel replied, tapping the console to bring up the relevant data.
The humans paid us a visit.
Humans? Weren't they the species we found near that blue planet, constantly arguing over trivial matters?
Phylara asked, her tentacles curling in curiosity.
Yes, that's them.
Zixel confirmed.
It seems they attempted to raid the beacon.
Phylara's eye widened in surprise.
Raid? What did they do?
Zixel brought up a holographic image of the human fleet.
They arrived with 6 ships. Look at this. Each one is armed to the teeth with directed energy weapons. They seem to think they have advanced technology.
Phylara examined the display, her eye narrowing.
Those ships look so primitive. Our debris shields alone are more than enough to handle their firepower.
Indeed.
Zixel chuckled.
They fired their weapons, but our systems didn't even recognize the energy signatures as a weapon. The station turned off the main shields to save power, assuming it was just harmless background radiation.
Phylara trilled in amusement.
So that's why they were so enthusiastic. And their second volley.
They aimed to disable what they assumed were our weapon systems.
Zixel explained.
Of course, we don't have any weapon systems on our relay beacons, just communication.
Phylara's tentacles wiggled in amusement.
Their boarding party must have been quite the spectacle.
Zixel nodded, bringing up footage of the humans boarding the relay beacon.
They moved through the beacon with such caution, expecting resistance at every turn. Look at them, so cautious, so determined.
They must have been terrified of our cleaning drones.
Phylara said, shaking her head.
They really thought those harmless service units were combat robots.
Zixel tapped the console again, showing the humans dismantling the drones.
See how they engage them as if they're dangerous adversaries? They're disabling our custodial assistants and maintenance bots with military precision.
These drones are programmed to clean and perform basic repairs, and keep it habitable in case anyone needs to use a beacon as an emergency shelter.
Phylara said with disbelief.
The humans must have been terribly confused.
Indeed.
Zixel agreed.
Let's continue through their raid. They pressed forward, clearing each corridor methodically. Look at this sequence, they're so proud of their tactics.
Jenkins, Reed, cover the rear.
Tucker commanded as they pressed forward, deeper into the ship.
Gonzalez, take point.
Gonzalez moved to the front, scanning each corridor with a keen eye. The team moved as one, their weapons raised, fingers on triggers. They entered a larger chamber, only to be met with another group of drones.
Engage,
Tucker shouted. Gonzalez fired a burst from his pulse rifle, the energy rounds slicing through the air and striking a drone. Sparks flew as the drone collapsed, its appendages twitching.
They really think they're in a battle.
Phylara remarked, her eye gleaming with amusement.
Flank them.
Corporal Reed shouted, moving to the side and firing at another drone. Private Jenkins followed suit, their coordinated attack dismantling the drones in quick succession.
Textbook maneuver.
Zixel commented.
Against non-combat units, of course.
One drone managed to get close, its claw-like appendages reaching out. Gonzalez swung the butt of his rifle, smashing it into the drone's head. The metallic body crumpled to the floor.
They look dangerous, but they're no match for us.
Corporal Reed muttered, dismantling another drone with practiced efficiency.
They probably thought these things would scare us off.
Tucker replied with a smirk.
Shows what they know about human resolve.
They're so certain of their success.
Zixel observed.
It's quite charming, really.
Is that the kitchen module?
Phylara said, watching the relevant footage.
This part is truly the highlight.
The humans reached a large chamber filled with alien technology. Strange symbols and glowing lights adorned the walls, giving the room an otherworldly feel. Tucker's eyes gleamed with excitement.
This is it. Grab everything that looks valuable.
The humans moved quickly, yanking out various pieces of technology, completely unaware of their true purposes. Sleek devices with multiple prongs, blinking panels, and intricate mechanisms that hummed softly were all taken as valuable alien tech. Decorative panels, navigation screens, and other miscellaneous items were hauled back to the Valkyrie. Each item, regardless of its actual value, was treated as a treasure.
Careful with that one,
Tucker ordered as they removed a large, intricate device that had a large glass tube at the top and several buttons in front.
It looks important.
Yes, sir.
The team responded in unison, their movements synchronized and efficient.
Those poor humans.
Phylara said with a sympathetic blink of her large eye.
They must think they've scored a major victory.
Mission accomplished.
Tucker finally announced, a satisfied grin spreading across his face.
Return to the ships.
As the humans retreated to their fleet, Tucker couldn't help but feel a swell of pride.
We showed them what humanity is capable of. This is just the beginning.
Back on the Valkyrie, Tucker stood tall, his hands clasped behind his back as he gazed out at the stars.
Today, we have proven our superiority. Tomorrow, the universe will be ours.
They took the food processes and nutrient dispensers,
Zixel said, shaking his head.
and the self-cleaning cutlery set. They even dismantled the culinary assistant drones, assuming they were combat robots.
Should we inform the High Council about this? It seems more like a misunderstanding than an actual threat.
Phylara suggested.
I think it would be best to monitor the situation.
Zixel replied.
The humans are clearly not aware of the true nature of our technology. They might benefit from some gentle guidance.
Perhaps we should recommend they send an envoy to clarify things.
Phylara said, her tentacles curling in thought.
One with a diplomatic touch and a good sense of humor.
Agreed.
Zixel said, nodding his head.
In the meantime, we should reinforce the beacons to prevent any further raids. Maybe add a few more culinary modules to keep the humans occupied.
Good idea.
Phylara said, her eye gleaming with mirth.
We wouldn't want them to starve while they attempt to conquer our outposts.
As the two functionaries continued their discussion, the vast network of interstellar communication relays continued to hum, oblivious to the minor inconvenience caused by the humans. Author's note.
Having humans be great warriors who are able to fight off aliens and win great victories against technologically superior foes is as much fun for me to write as it is for anyone else. And I do like to imagine humans as having some skill that others don't, both because it feels good to assume you might have some great ability that is practically a superpower as a race, and because it lets me examine humanity from a different perspective. But it's also a bit absurd, and perhaps even misguided. Let's start with the absurd. If aliens do exist, then evolution would almost certainly shape them through the same forces that it shaped us. There is no reason to believe that evolution would be dramatically less effective on other worlds. That means that while there may be major differences, the forces would push them to be competent. So it's unlikely that they would reach a technological level without the ability to defend themselves or understand lying or any of the really obvious flaws that are often written into fiction. And even if they somehow had, the rate that we develop better technology has been getting faster since we first made hand axes, because every idea and invention makes the next one a bit easier. There is no reason to believe that's not true everywhere. That means a race that is 100 years more technologically advanced than us wouldn't be like comparing us to the technology of World War II, because the gap would be significantly larger as the rate of improvement has grown. And on a cosmic timescale, 100 years is all but impossible. It's more likely to be 500,000 years, but for the sake of generosity, let's assume just thousands of years. That technology gap would be greater than the gap between a modern tank and cavemen with the aforementioned hand axes. But I think the misguided point is the bigger issue. The entire need for humans to be good at something, or to have some ability no one else has, stems from the idea that you have to earn your worth. That the only value you have is what you can contribute to society. I think that we need to change that perspective, and not just in the realm of sci-fi. Assuming we can make it to space, and assuming that things like robotics, automation, and AI continue to improve, or technology just continues to advance the way it has for the last 10,000 years, then, in just a few years or perhaps decades, the idea of scarcity of materials should be over. Just in our solar system, there is more than anyone could ever need of just about everything. On the other hand, what we're likely to find in other places is largely more of the same: more iron, more radioactive materials, solar power, ice. All useful if you can get to it, but not unique enough to make the trip worthwhile, at least not for a very long time. So then, what will be of value? What would make the universe worth exploring? The answer is us. Not just humans, but anything biological, because if there is one thing in the universe that is almost guaranteed to be rare, it's our specific brand of biology. Even if the universe is teeming with life, that doesn't mean DNA exists anywhere else, or that people on other worlds have eyes that work the way ours do, or even eyes at all. And on top of all that, diversity of thought is one of the most powerful things in the universe. So, I like to believe that anyone advanced enough to destroy themselves as easily as we can destroy ourselves, and who has succeeded in not doing that, will also recognize the innate value of everyone. So, if the aliens exist, we won't have to prove our value. We simply have value because we exist. And if the aliens don't exist, and this is it, we don't have to prove our value. We have it simply because we exist. If you enjoyed this story, then please sign up for my newsletter at www.unsci-fi.com and get more free stories every week, or visit my Patreon at patreon.com/Elton and sign up at any level and get access to over 30 patron-exclusive short stories and vote every week on what I write next. Thank you. Elton Gar.